Okay, good morning and Assalamualaikum to all of you. Myself, Shabir, Hussain. I will brief you about my background. First of all, I have been assigned a topic today on a food safety culture. Actually, how shall we develop a culture of food safety among entrepreneurs? So before starting, I would like to know the audience here. What is your background and how many are students here actually? And that's a good thing to have. So it makes my topic a bit complicated. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself. Myself, Shabir, Hussain. I'm a faculty member of AABIDA, carrying a 15-year plus professional experience, particularly in corporate sector. I was working with a multinational company, food and beverage company for more than 10 years, and then joined here in the government sector. By qualification, I'm a PG in management. PG, you may be knowing more than me, so you can add to it, which I will also learn from. Okay, we'll start with the word entrepreneurship. What do you mean by the entrepreneurship? I would like to put the question to the students particularly. Entrepreneurship hota kya hai? And how do I differentiate it from the business? In a very simple language.
Who starts a new enterprise, goes initiates a new enterprise to do something new or existing, and basically to build a business around it.
Bilkul sahi. Then what's the business then? We all understand Kashmiri? Business bhi to wahi hota hai. What's the difference between, what does it make, what is the difference between an entrepreneurship and being a businessman? So I will tell you, a businessman is that, yes, who starts a business, who starts a venture to earn a profit. Because obviously we all want profit. Entrepreneurship is also a business. Entrepreneur is a risk taker who takes a risk, starts a business, but ensure एक तो मैं खुद भी बिजनेस करूं और अपने इस बिजनेस से 10 लोगों को और फायदा पहुंचाऊं. Tomorrow if I am into entrepreneurship, I can proudly say I am entrepreneur Shabir Hussain. Why? Because मैंने एक बिजनेस ऐसा एस्टैब्लिश किया है जिसमें मैं खुद भी काम करता हूं और अपने साथ 10 लोगों को काम करता हूं. जो मेरे कोलीग बेकरी में है उनको पता है बेकरी कितने वाबस्ता होते हैं. लगभग 10 से ज़्यादा लोगों को ये फायदा पहुंचाते हुए रोजगार देते होंगे. That's called as entrepreneurship. Business is same. You earn, you start a business, earn a profit, and that's it. That's the difference. First, okay, it's a process of running a business of one's own. जैसे आपने बताया, the entrepreneur is a person who operates and takes the risk of a business venture. A businessman, an entrepreneur should be a risk taker. And those who want to start in the food safety or food business, they are called as an agri-entrepreneurship because of agriculture substance के साथ deal करते हैं. So this comes with the agri and allied subjects, and those people who deal with agriculture related products, related to the marketing or production of agriculture products, they are called as agri-entrepreneurs. This is just a basic idea about the entrepreneurship. What are the benefits? Benefits of being an entrepreneur, but first of all I will tell you it is not an easy path to take. But yes, if you took this chance, you become an entrepreneur after your education, yeah, those who are, it can be a rewarding one, provided you excel in your business in the right way. बहुत सारे फायदे हैं इसके. It gives you a flexibility in your work culture. आप में flexibility आ जाए. You don't remain tied up to a certain norms of the work. आपके financial rewards हैं क्योंकि business you don't have any limits. You can go to any extent to start your business. You have control over your career and mostly you are independent in your activities. A businessman is always independent, not like other officials who are bound by that 10 to 4 job. It gives you a continuous learning, but particularly if you apply your knowledge into the business, you can add to your learning. Personal satisfaction, and overall it has a positive impact in the society. How it has a positive impact? Because if you do certain kind of, there's a kind of entrepreneurship which is called as a social entrepreneurship. You start a school, you start a business, you start a hospital. It's not only giving you profits but also helping the society. So it has a positive impact on the society because certain entrepreneurs are doing some good job. And if I say here, हमारी UT and rest of the developed states of the country, उनमें difference है. They are more advanced in entrepreneurship than we are. They are more producing states and manufacturing things. And we are mainly a consuming state. We consume things from them. But this sector is not that evolved as it should have been in comparison with others. ठीक है, we have few more members joined. अगर आप थोड़ा अपने brief बताते हैं, आप क्या करते हैं, आप businessman हैं या student हैं, तो I'll be fine. Sir, आप बताइए please.
Sir, myself is Muzaffar Ahmad, from Shabir, sir. So I have food processing industry.
किसमें food processing आप करते हैं?
Sir, ये juice, jam, pickle.
Jam, jelly, so you utilize that raw material.
Sir, Bilal Ahmad, present day is a trader. Sir, present day is a trader.
Trader in what?
Sir, actually I am doing food business.
Okay. You are trading all the food business? You are also.
No sir, I have some company just like Organic India, Vigar is here, Iceland is here.
Okay. और
Sir, myself, I'm from Baramula, sir, and agri entrepreneur, sir.
so what do you do in that
So
entrepreneurship?
actually, I have my own company, sir, that has two parts, sir. One is UK Organics, which deals with the manufacturing part of agriculture produce vegetable, flower seedlings, and the UK AHMAD dealing with the marketing of the urban produce.
Okay. And ma'am, आप?
Sir, my name is Sunandus. I'm from Ladakh. I'm a student here, sir. I'm pursuing my PhD in vegetable science.
Oh, you are pursuing vegetable science. Good. Any other? Okay.
My name is Suhas Parajisha. I'm from Sopor and I'm a student.
Student of pursuing what studies?
So I'm doing masters in tourism and travel management.
Fine. Thank you. So we have started our session with the entrepreneurship. What are the basics of entrepreneurship? What do you mean by entrepreneurship? Benefits and basically, जब हम business start करते हैं, there are normally 5 stages of entrepreneurship. Particularly those who are in the business, they may be in the execution stage or they may be in the scaling up stage. But जिसको business करना है, सबसे important stage उसके लिए होता है ideation. You have to have a good idea. And how you will get an idea? It's not that you will search on the internet. Maybe that may be one of the secondary sources of it. But the best thing you get an idea when you have a survey of the surroundings in which you are. जिस area में आपको अपना product करना है, business करना है, you should have an idea about that market. It will be feasible for me to do in Kashmir certain businesses which is related to fruit like apples, apples, peaches, which are the seasonal fruits here, rather than getting an exotic fruit from outside and then यहाँ business start करना. पहले अपनी market की understanding बहुत important है आपको, अगर आपको business going forward start करना है, और उसमें बहुत important है you have to have idea. Second stage, आपको और कैसे आइडिया आप जनरेट कर सकते हैं from the audience? Because I just want to make it a bit interactive with you. एक तो है हम मार्केट सर्वे करते हैं, देखा किसी ने किया है. What else is the source of idea for generating a business? और क्या हो सकता है? Audience में कोई बताए? It's fine. बेटा आप बताएं. आपको अगर business start करना है, you have to get an idea about a business. पहला आपने देखा मार्केट. What else can I look for to get into the business? How do you generate ideas?
Sir, हमारा educational background भी इसमें help करता है.
Very important if you are from the same background, a food technologist doing a food business maybe add more value. It's not कि दूसरे background का नहीं कर सकता है. It's a quality which is from the childhood, but he can add more value to the business through his education. Any other idea?
So anything that is trending in the market, if it matches your what you're doing business with, it's basically on similar grounds, then you can work.
Very important in entrepreneurship, we call something called as imitative entrepreneurship. Imitative मतलब market में कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है या बाहर कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है, copy it here. I will imitate it here. और यहाँ के market में लाओ. The best example is the cab on call system, which is very well running in Gurgaon, Delhi, or somewhere else. Uber cabs. So if I imitate it here, someone who takes that initiative at the early stage, he will capture the market and he will get the customers. That is the second thing of idea generation. You look around the surroundings at national and global level. तीसरा है, whenever you have to get an idea, consult the expert of that field. आपने कोई jam jelly का business start किया, better है जो इस field में expert हो पहले, who is adopted. Go and check with him that how is it doing. कोई बंदा अपना share कर सकता है, but obviously जब आप उससे बात करो, you get an idea how is it running and how is it doing. So that's one of the ways of जनरेटिंग एन आइडिया, जो इस काम में माहिर है उससे आप पूछिए, उससे बात करें। तो नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेज इज द प्लानिंग स्टेज। जब आपने आइडिया देखा उसके बाद प्लानिंग होता है। प्लानिंग में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट है, जो बिजनेस में है या जाना चाहते हैं, इसमें एक कंसेप्ट होता है बिजनेस प्लान। बिजनेस प्लान को हम डिटेल प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बोलते हैं, सुना है आपने? डीपीआर और बिजनेस प्लान, ये आपके बिजनेस का सारा प्लान बता देता है कि इस बिजनेस को कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है, इसमें फाइनेंशियल पार्ट्स क्या हैं, इसमें लीगल पार्ट्स क्या है, क्वालिटी पार्ट्स क्या है, एंड दिस इज मेड बाय स्पेसिफिक एक्सपर्ट्स इन द फील्ड। बट एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर इस प्लानिंग में आपको आना चाहिए वो डीपीआर पढ़ना है। डोंट रिलाई ऑन दैट सीए हु मेक्स इट फॉर, जब हमारा चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बना हुआ है किसी के पास, बट अंडरस्टैंड दोज कंसेप्ट बेसिक। इसमें दिया होगी कुछ पॉइंट्स लाइक IRR, इंटरनल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट। Break even point means when your business starting makes profit. Yeah, it should be a no profit, no gain stage. So read that business plan, particularly for the students who just want to be in that business. You should know the business plan. You can look in that कोई भी detailed project report देके, reference देके, understand कीजिए, and then go through it and understand it. Why it is important? कल को अगर आपको किसी financial बैंक के पास जाना होगा, the banker will not look your qualification or your, he will always look your business plan. जिन्होंने बैंक के साथ किसी भी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन से डील किया होगा, they will always look your business plan. या आगे जाके जब यहाँ पर स्टार्टअप में एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स, वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट आएंगे, they will always look your plan. What is your plan and how you are going to excel in your business. So second stage is the planning. Third, once you go into that, then you execute things as per once you get an experience, scaling and hyper growth. These are the 5 stages which are in entrepreneurship. So lastly, I have reduced this slide. Actually, बहुत slides थी. I thought since I will focus on food safety, I will just give you an idea. So very important, किसी भी नए business के लिए या overall जो businessman भी हैं, they will endorse it या they will support you in that case. You need to have an adequate capital. It's very important you should have finances, enough finances to match your business requirement. आपके पास कितनी भी technicality हो, skills हो, that's a very add-on advantage. But unless you don't have a capital or finances, it's not going to give you that enough business. Very important. और आपके पास ऐसा product या service हो that meets the customer needs. If you want to address a problem in the society, yeah, if you want to be a successful businessman, address the problem in the society. हमारी सोसाइटी में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, if you address that, your business will do much better than what you are doing, rather than doing the same things. जैसे मेरे फ्रेंड ने कहा अभी, इन्हें बोला कि they are making bakery which is less in sugar, which is sort of a gluten free. या across आप बेकरी में जाइए, कोई क्लेम नहीं करता है मैं शुगर लेस बनाता हूँ या gluten free बनाता हूँ. So that's a sort of innovation in that. Apart from the routine, कुछ और अलग करना, which helps those people who are suffering from certain diseases, जिनको शुगर ज़्यादा पसंद नहीं है. That's an advantage this business gets. So आपके पास ऐसा प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए, या ऐसा प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए which is unique, which is different from the rest. Otherwise अगर आप same चीज़ start करोगे, like we used to have a trend, now we have trend of restaurants and cafes. कुछ साल पहले hardly a few cafes were. Now you see across the line there are so many cafes. Almost a saturation, towards saturation. So जिसने पहले start किया था वो product, he has captured the market. जो नया है, it's very difficult for him because competition बहुत. As a customer, why you will go to him? You have to decide that your product should be different or service. And lastly, important is the third skill which most of the people, you have to groom it. That is your management skills, अपने personal skills. How do you manage your business? How do you deal with the people around you? And how do you build your networks and rapport with the society? That gives you a good name. उसमें आपका सारा customers का आता है. Your honesty, your sincerity, your product, your dedication, everything. That's your personal quality. और ये हर एक इंसान को evolve करना पड़ता है. Not everyone is an expert in this. So 3 चीजें हैं which I found it relevant and which also experts are saying, and these 3 things. Actually it's a detailed topic, but just I have summarized it. So importance of entrepreneurship. Why do we want to have an entrepreneurship? Because first thing, it creates job opportunities. फॉर द पर्सन जो खुद बिजनेस स्टार्ट करता है और दूसरों को भी बिजनेस देता है। पहला इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, इसमें इनोवेशन के बहुत चांसेस है क्योंकि यू गेट एसोसिएटेड विद द रिसर्च और नया प्रोडक्ट कुछ आ जाता है, which is in the market। इसका इम्पैक्ट होता है सोसाइटी एंड डेवलपमेंट, स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग एंड इट सपोर्ट्स रिसर्च एंड लास्ट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस द रिपल इफेक्ट। व्हाट्स रिपल इफेक्ट?
Once you do something, it creates more opportunity for others to do the same.
Its origin has come from the water। अगर आप पानी में कुछ थोड़ा करते हैं वो सारा ripples में बदल जाते हैं। So once you do something good, something great in the society in terms of entrepreneurship, definitely it will create a ripple system. In our society there are certain things which are repeating now. Earlier I used to have, in our society there used to have sort of STDs in our time. Now they have replicated. There are certain cabs which have replicated. We have seen so many things replicated. We used to have a few ready-made garment shops. Now we have across because it has created that ripple effect among the society. And the best example at national level is the UPI system. We used to have only Google Pay, now we have Phone Pay, we have Paytms, we have JK Bank MP. Across it has created that ripple system ताकि customer को एक आसानी हो जाए. Somebody has found that solution, that Google Pay or something. फिर बाकी नहीं follow. That's how this entrepreneurship creates a ripple system. और भी नए प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं। अब आप ग्रो ऐप देखिए, वो भी कह रही है पैसा ट्रांसफर करिए, एयरटेल भी कहता है माय ओन बैंक। सो समवन हैज क्रिएटेड दैट रिपल सिस्टम और हर कोई अब उसको अडॉप्ट कर रहा है, इवॉल्व कर रहा है। दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। वंस यू डू समथिंग गुड, इट विल क्रिएट अ रिपल सिस्टम। व्हाट इज द बैरियर टू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप? लोग क्यों नहीं कर पाते हैं एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप टू a certain extent? Why people fail in entrepreneurship, or why this is based on the outcome of the research. There is a very important, first thing is the lack of viable concept. Concept है मेरे पास. I am a food technologist. I want to do a business in manufacturing of hardware because मेरे घर पे सब कर रहे थे. I want to make a hardware. My passion is for food technology. Hardware में जा रहा हूँ because my family tradition goes into that. After some time, मेरे पास concept आया, but after some time I lose that interest because my heart says no, I want to do something in food tech. What happened to that business? After some time you lose interest and someone else takes the market. So lack of viable concept. Get the concept, get the clarity first of all what you are good at. और आपके पास क्या resources available है. Lack of market knowledge, मैंने बताया कि हमारे पास important है idea के लिए market knowledge. Don't jump into because your friend has done that thing. आपके दोस्त ने, आपके रिश्तेदार ने किया, कश्मीर में ज़्यादा आदत है, देखिए इसने ऐसा किया, वैसा किया, वैसा किया. Please don't jump into it. You may be not good in that, you may be good in some other things you can do better. But because of that, ये education का भी यहाँ पर setup हुआ करता था, इसमें भी don't go into that. कोई किसी और की काबिलियत है, maybe you may be lacking that, but you are good in something. So market knowledge is very important. Don't run. Lack of capital. पैसा is very important because I said finances are very important for running a business. And as a good entrepreneur, you should be a good financial manager. उसको कैसे utilize किया? If you get a 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, how you utilize it? That's a very important thing in managing. You have a lack of business know-how. कोई business में expert होता नहीं है. You learn by mistakes. पहले गलतियाँ होती हैं. But you should have a basics of business. That you will learn, you will acquire. इसमें कहाँ आसान expert है? इसमें कोई expert नहीं होता. You have to learn over time that how to run a business. Lack of confidence, most of the people fail because अपने ऊपर काम होता है. You have to be confident about what you are doing. Provided you are doing right, nothing is wrong in this world. But you should do right. Lack of motivation. Motivation is a person wants to be a professor or teacher and someone is driving him into the business. This motivation will not last for a long time. ये नहीं बहुत टाइम है. And legal and regulation. Okay, this is the last topic. What should be the quality of an entrepreneur? हमने देखा entrepreneurship की खासियत क्या है, importance क्या है. What should be the qualities of that businessman who wants to be in the business of entrepreneurship? That's an open question. बेटा आप बताइए सबसे पीछे. What should be the qualities of an entrepreneur? इसमें क्या खूबियाँ होनी चाहिए? क्या क्वालिटी है आपके साथ? आपको बोलते बेटा कल से आप बिजनेस वेजिटेबल साइंस में बिजनेस करो, so what should be a quality which you should have? कुछ भी एक क्वालिटी सही है। एक बिजनेस में क्या क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए?
बिजनेसमैन इनोवेटिव होना चाहिए, ऑनेस्ट होना चाहिए,
हाँ, एक बाकी कोई पूछोगे? A businessman should be innovative. Very good. He said he should be innovative. He should innovate. He should be.
पैशन होना चाहिए उसमें, तभी जाके वो उस चीज को
Passion is very important. He should have a passion towards
कॉन्फिडेंट।
Unless you are not passionate, the battery won't last for a longer time.
So he should have patience also.
You should have patience. Patience is very important because it cannot be a straight graph. जब आज आपने start किया तो 10 साल के बाद आप यहाँ होंगे. It can be like this also, like this. जब आप यहाँ नीचे से you should have that patience to go up. Yes sir. बताइए और.
Consistency, determination.
Consistency. He should be a consistent in approach. Madam said competent. Yes, competent. जब तक उस चीज का हुनर ना हो, हार्ड स्किल है इसमें। जब तक उस चीज का हुनर ना हो जिसमें काम करने वाला हो, तो आगे आप कितनी भी क्वालिटीज बता दो, लेकिन when your product is not right, you are not doing it rightly, तो rest will fail. The skills, दो किस्म के स्किल होते हैं, हार्ड स्किल which is a very technical course. A bakery expert should know the consequences of missing the heating step in baking. Yeah, the consequences of sensory evaluation, consequences of recipe violation. That's the quality of a bakery technologist. The consequence of adding a yeast more. Yes. हम अपनी ननवाई के पास जाते हैं. Sometimes he use that over expired yeast. Sorry, खट्टा हो गया होता है because of that alcohol. That's an example of a food technologist. So जब तक आपको वो अपनी चीजें पता नहीं होगी, तो these things add to it. और कोई खूबी?
So persistence.
Persistent. He should be. करना है तो करना है, छोटा नहीं. Discipline is the main thing. Even though अगर वो discipline बनना भी नहीं चाहे, this business will make him disciplined. Otherwise he has. On the occasion of Eid, we see markets opening at 8 o'clock, mutton shops at 9 o'clock. Why? Because this is that discipline which makes the customer will come early in the morning too. Otherwise, normally they open at 10, 11. Right? That is a discipline. Because I will try to give locally examples जो हम देखते हैं. और एक अच्छी क्वालिटी उस खासियत में होती है जो बहुत सारे लोगों में नहीं होती. एक खासियत उसमें होती है जो शायद मुझ में भी नहीं, या जो भी मेरे इस एकेडमिक सेक्शन में है उनमें नहीं है. What is that? Do you feel we are not motivated? Come on. Don't. We are also motivated. What else?
Creative thinking.
Huh?
Creative.
He should be a creative thinking. वो करना ही है, उसको creative बनना ही है. He should have one important quality. पता नहीं शायद बताया किसी मैंने skip हुआ. एक quality उसमें होनी चाहिए, तो बाकी में नहीं हो सकती.
Strong work ethics.
Work ethics it develops over the time. और एक discipline बताते हैं. So cost quality का सेंस मजा आता है. You see, differentiate चेक करा बाकी होनी चाहिए कि suppose we are working in the government sector or the
Skill.
skill तो हमको थोड़ा that's fine. For your
Honesty, sir.
honesty is there.
Self-assurance.
Self-confidence, self-assurance. बाकी चीज अगर सब तुमको 10 वर्ष भी एक दुर्बीती एक बची थी. What is that? You should have that ability. So, we are in the job. Okay, this is a 10 to 4 job. Something is going on. इसमें वो खूबी होनी चाहिए कि if I invest 15-20 lakhs in a business, there is no assurance that it may go to 40 lakhs in 5 years. It may become zero also. This is the possibility of a business. What is that? This is the quality which separates him from the rest of the lot. He should be a risk-taker, or he or she should be a risk-taker. Risk-taking कैसे आती है? उसमें वो अबूर होना चाहिए, qualities होनी चाहिए कि यार मैं कर सकता हूँ. And risk दो किस्म की होती है. One is a blind risk. You run at 100 km speed and get a tree और आपको अल्लाह ताला बचाए. That is not a possible. So you go high speed. हाँ, but you run at a speed with all the protective gears and you ensure that speed limit is not crossed. That's a calculated risk. आगे कुछ हो तो that's fate. So he should be a risk taker, but he should be a calculated risk taker. ऐसा ना हो कि इसके पास मैंने आज suppose degree कर ली, I am a food technologist, I know ABC of the class and everything, and I start a business. I have 10 lakhs and I invest all the 10 lakhs in one food without having the actual knowledge of the market. Yes. So invest carefully, follow that business plan which is shared with you. Very important. Okay, I think I discussed most of the topics. You have all said it. Discipline, confidence, you should be open-minded, self-starter, competitive, creative, determination, strong people skills. Initially, when you are a businessman, you are alone in this fight. पहले जब आप करते हो business, जिन्होंने भी नया start किया, sorry पाने का nobody comes to you as a support. But as you grow, you can't do all things together. You have to get 5 people along with you. And for that, you need this managerial skill. That's why as your organization grows into 100, 200, 300 people, a one-man show doesn't become a one-man show. So you have to have those skills. You have to separate quality manager, production manager, safety manager. So you have all these people with you. So those skills help you. Later, as you grow, a businessman doesn't make himself jams and jellies. Pachus temis asan tim nafa experts in banana magar overall control choose mas. Yes sir. Please add to me. आप इस field में हैं जितने भी businessmen हैं correct कीजिएगा. Strong work ethics. Somebody said yes, it is very important, and passion. Passion ना हो तो doesn't. And सबसे इसमें important है last, you should have that skill first. Unless you don't know how to make harissa, you can't be in, even though you are honest. Unless I don't know how to mince that and everything. So वो पहला skill है. फिर उसको बेचना कैसे है, बाकी add on. Characteristics I have. Last point I say, he should be an innovator in his work. That's the last important point. बाकी 5 हमने discuss किए. Who is always looking for better and more profitable way to do things. And almond packaging fine, and almond coated with a chocolate layer gives a different feel. Same product, right? It has to be enrolled. For technologists, they know enrolling process. It has to be coated with the chocolate layer, and then it has to be cooled. It gives a different flavor, right? That's an example. Yeah, there is certain apples also, they are being coated with chocolate. Those are okay. If as a pair of food tech students, to all of you, if you are going to be taking up a food business, you already have. In our qualities, में आप कौन सी 2 qualities होनी चाहिए which make you a good quality guy in your organization? You told it, I tell you. Okay, I give you the answer. Let me know. What's your 2 qualities in you जो ज़्यादा impact करेगी आपकी food safety या food unit की quality पे? आप में क्या खूबियाँ होनी चाहिए? बाकी तो ठीक है, आप सब हैं. You are very good in making a product. What is it you should have in you which makes your product different in terms of quality and food safety? Innovation is one thing. Yes, innovation means a different thing, different from the product, even though it makes it good. Novelty means it should be something unique and new.
So strong work ethic.
Strong work ethic, yes.
Because you need to be like ethically bound to your product.
Because when we say quality, जब भी हम quality की बात, I mark these 2 in black. These are the 2 qualities which I will be focusing once I go to the quality assurance. Very important. First thing is that you should be competitive in nature. And that competitive nature कैसे आएगा? जब आपका ये product इस product से different होगा. And what makes this product different from this? That is the only quality aspect. Packaging here is asal, size is asal. Asal मतलब जो कुछ quality was asal. Taste अच्छा है, color अच्छा है, मीठा है, खट्टा है, बड़ा है, छोटा है. These are all quality characteristics. Take a picture, first picture. There are people who are rolling it. Market में जब ये तीनों थे, ये जो सारे blocks थे, they were all cubical, rectangular. Someone came with a competitive idea. He make a rolling ball. ज़्यादा कुछ पक दूँगा. Rolling ball. So he added quality to his product and he taken care of competitive advantage. this is what makes you different in the market, and it is basically it's your quality of the product. Quality doesn't mean it should be innovative, a different one. मैंने वही कहा, बादाम कोटेड chocolate use a different flavor to the customer. A superior efficiency. आपका efficiency ज़्यादा हो, जो चीज़ अगर मैं ऑर्डर किसी को देता हूँ, किसी चीज़ को 10 दिन लगते हैं, तो आपने 5 दिन में वही क्वालिटी वाला प्रोडक्ट, you have an advantage. Why should I go to someone who's slow in? Customer का response, how you build it. Last is the superior quality which adds to it. Okay. Quality is actually integrity, not just in the products you make or the services you offer, but in the way you make them and the relations you maintain. बहुत important है, हमने देखा है कि where the customer gets, where you lose a customer. You came to me as a businessman, you showed me some sample products, later on the products are something different. So I lost that trust. And once a trust lost, this trust also has a ripple effect. Hey, Mr. Shakir, ये सही नहीं दे रहा है, ये खराब कर रहा है, मिलावट करता है, ये करता है, इवन तो फिर वो कितना भी ठीक है, ये हर किसी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ लाइफ में ये होता है. Once you get that dishonest tag or something tag, particularly in terms of food business, it's very difficult to come out of it. Right? Agreed? So this is the two topics, two qualities which helps you in the quality. Now coming to the, जब हम क्वालिटी की बात करते हैं, there are three things: quality management, quality assurance, and quality control. Can someone tell me the difference about this? I'll ask the students, entrepreneurs though, they are all managers, controls, and assurance. We should sorry about students particularly. I just want to there is nothing right or wrong. Quality is a very broad subject and it doesn't have those clear. ठीक है, ये वजह definition. क्या होता है?
क्वालिटी कंट्रोल मतलब कि जो भी क्वालिटी मतलब जो भी उसमें चीज़ें आती हैं उनको मेंटेन करके
I will not say yes or no. ठीक है, आपने सही बोला, आप आगे बोलें. मैंने कहा क्लास, this is not a class, this is an interactive session. हम सब सीखेंगे. बेटा आप बताएं.
आपको अपने आप पे कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए ताकि आप वो चीज़ बाकी को बता सकें. कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए इस काम के.
Okay, next. Any other? This is a देखिए सबसे loose circle, broader circle है quality management, जिसका सबसेट है quality assurance, और उसका और एक सबसेट है तब मुझे quality control. So सबसे बड़ा इनमें से कौन सा है? So सबसे broader topic is a quality management. Management means it is an end-to-end process. देखना है, manage करना है quality. Quality assurance is like, suppose if I have a milk. If I have a milk, I will boil it. Why I should boil it? जो इसमें जरासीम है वो मर जाए. वो मैं पहले ही स्टेप लेता हूँ कि पहले मैं इंतजार करता हूँ, पहले फट जाए, फिर देखता हूँ क्या करेंगे. That's a proactive approach. The quality assurance normally deals with the proactive approach. Before something bad happens, मैं पहले ही वो कंट्रोल रख के रखूँ. Preventive, proactive approach, ताकि आगे जाके ये खत्म ना हो. Like I have to send certain markets when I was a quality assurance manager. मुझे कुछ प्रोडक्ट मार्केट भेजना होता है, पहले मैं उसके पैरामीटर चेक करता हूँ बराबर हुए हैं, फिर मैं कस्टमर को भेजता हूँ. What was that? Assurance. कि पहले मैं यकीन करूँ आपसे मैं फुल बॉडी असल कोई तो आता कस्टमर के. That's assurance part in any organization. Control means okay. आपने प्रोडक्ट बनाया, फिर मैं देखूंगा अच्छा डिफेक्ट कहाँ ज़्यादा कितना, अगर काम होगा
That includes product quality. Quality control includes product quality.
हाँ, क्वालिटी कंट्रोल क्या हुआ जब आपने कोई चीज़ बनाई, आप उसके देख रहे हैं कि पैरामीटर्स बराबर है, पानी कितना डराया, दूध कितना है, मिलावट कितनी है, but that is after the thing has happened. प्रोडक्ट जो बने हो वहाँ तक चेकिंग कराते, कंट्रोल. आप सागर के हर विषय रिजेक्ट. एश्योरेंस भी beforehand.
Quality is good.
Your baking demands that you have a critical control point of 180 degree on. 180, 140 degree, ताकि उसमें जो बेकिंग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आए वो जो साल्मोनेला है that is died. आपने फूड सेफ्टी में देखा. That you have to do before. That's why it gets that crispy color. If you do after that, the color is not matching. After that, करो salmonella, it means that's a control. which I can do Nazra was a Goa was sorry Barabar. Before only we take preventive measures, that's assurance. And management ensures that these things fall in place. It's a broader concept. It is focused from customer till the raw material. All management. इसमें सारी आपकी जो भी practice है quality की वो सारी आ जाती है. I hope I have made it clear. But you can go through in the context, but I just want to make it very simple. It means the established quality criteria, quality control. मैंने कहा है मेरा product होना चाहिए 20 centimeter in length, it should be this much thick and this it meets. If doesn't meet, fail. Confidence. Confidence कैसे मुझे आएगा जब मैं पहले ही check करूँगा जब मैं production stage में ही हूँ. 10 sample उठाए submit करें, go and check it whatever you want. That's assurance. Management, it's a coordinated effort of all the sections, be it a production, be it a quality, and इसमें focus management. इधर तक clear है आप सबको? Sir, you are the senior guy, you can add to it with the boss, I'm sure. Yeah, बेटा आप बताइएगा. These are add कीजिएगा इसमें कुछ है. But this is just an idea about this. I don't want to
Please
get.
correct me if I'm wrong. Like I think in quality management, I think we can also include anything we receive from the customer as feedback. This thing is something that impacts your quality.
Quality management अगर आपने FSSC guideline देखी हो या FSMS document पढ़ा होगा जिनने पढ़ा होगा उसमें 6-7 clauses हैं. तो कुछ clauses हैं कि where the management intervention should be there, the customer feedback should be there. So वो सारा उसी में आ जाता है. The customer says your product is not okay, आप कितना भी confident हो. If I am not okay, why should I buy your product? ठीक है? Okay, what do you mean by the quality? Quality क्या है? That was actually why I told the components of quality. What is quality in a very simple definition? बहुत ही कोई there are a lot of experts who have given good definitions of quality. But in a simple language, if you have to make understood, क्योंकि आप manufacturer हो, आप बना रहे हो product, what is quality? आपके लिए quality क्या है manufacturer?
Quality हम इस चीज़ को कहेंगे जो customer की satisfaction को उम्मीद कर सकते हैं.
That's the answer I was looking for. Anything what I produce, I may be very confident about it. But if it doesn't meet my customer requirement, I'm not giving you the quality service. I'm not giving the quality product. If it meets my customer requirement, a person making honey, if it doesn't crystallize, if it doesn't have those issues which are in the proper, like color change, discoloration, I'm meeting the customer requirement. In a bakery, if I produce chocolate, you know chocolate में कुछ defect होता है after some time of whitishness. What is that? Just because of my food interest. I want to ask this one. Yeah, I know. What is that bloom in chocolate? You know bloom? So by the time मुझे chocolate का bloom on chocolate अच्छा सफेद ही बैठे. बताइए those who are technology will definitely ask. What kind of a defect? Is it a hazardous defect, non-hazardous defect? Non-hazardous, right? It will not. What is it? Simple. अच्छा ज़रा अगर तक ऐसे कुछ कैसे पढ़ी बात लोग प्लीज अगर सब अंडरस्टैंड कर रहे हैं. नूना अभी जिस पकना हो इच्छा हर के शोज़ आते हैं. It's full of salt and we try to dry it. What will remain at the top? It is a whitish layer. Similarly happens with this chocolate. When it melts, the fat layer gets settled down. The sugar particles छोटे-छोटे होते हैं. They crystallize and they form a bigger crystal and it becomes a whitish layer. That's called as a bloom in chocolate. Most of the customers take it as a fungal defect. So because how you will identify if you moisten your hand and just rub it off, it will go off. Because that sugar gets dissolved in that water. अगर fungal होता है वो साफ नहीं होगा. That's called as a bloom. This is just out of context. Quality, what meets the customer requirement is your quality. Quality assurance, ये मैंने बता दिया है. Quality assurance is a second line, it's a proactive process, which I said you do it in advance. Rather than identifying, correcting the defect later on. You have to grade A, grade B approach, that's called as a quality control. It's market में sample, it's a quality control checks. Lab में हम check करते हैं, that's quality assurance checks. Last point, मेनली इम्पोर्टेंट इसका काम है, इट बिल्ड्स ट्रस्ट विद द कंज्यूमर्स। आपका काम होता है, इट मेंटेन्स ए कॉम्पिटिटिव एज एंड इट रिड्यूस customers, minimize costs. That's very important. Distribution principles. Normally, जब भी आप business में जाए या business start करें, if you want to have a good quality, two principles you have to follow. The product should be suitable for the intended purpose. I demand a low sugar product. It should meet that low intention what I intended. It should be fit for that customer. And there is a concept of quality in total quality management. The right first time. कोई भी काम करो first time right it should be. And how you do the first time right things? आप कैसे करोगे first time right?
By doing intensive research and following the design.
So best thing in the quality assurance is that you have every standard operating procedure for everything. Be it an analysis, be it a process or something. Do it first time right. And that you do by following the right processing at the initial stage. With a bakery example, if we make a bread, if the initial stages when we make a batter, if they are not right, या जब हम wafer manufacturing आपने देखा होगा, आपने लैब में देखा होगा, it has certain ingredients like wheat flour है, sugar है, oil है. If we don't use that processes right, जो last product है वो कभी सही होगा ही नहीं. So that means you have not done the first time right quality production. And that consistency has to be developed in the food safety, in the culture of the organization. So 5 benefits. What are the benefits? आपकी production की efficiency बढ़ जाएगी if you follow the right quality assurance inspection. कैसे बढ़ जाएगी? How it will improve the production efficiency? हाँ, क्वालिटी का इंपॉर्टेंट काम है, आपका वेस्टेज कम हो गया, आपके डिफेक्ट्स कम हो गए. जब डिफेक्ट्स कम हो गए, अगर आप दिन में 50 बनाते थे, यू विल प्रोड्यूस 80, क्योंकि आप इन डिफेक्ट्स को गुड प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हो. तो इट विल इंक्रीज योर एफिशिएंसी विद द सेम रिसोर्सेज. नंबर 1, इट क्रिएट्स योर कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी. हाउ इट क्रिएट्स कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी? जब आपके डिफेक्ट्स कम हो गए, जो आपका वेस्ट में जाता था, तो आपको उसका बराबर पैसा आ रहा है, कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी बढ़ गई, उसी रिसोर्स पे इतना प्रोडक्ट आ रहा है. It maintains the customer trust, very important, that is, you know. It encourages the business growth once you are recognized as a good quality manufacturer, good quality producer, business growth. And work environment gets better. Because the quality assurance doesn't mean only produce, it means the quality in your environment, including your management, that is resources. How do you deal with your resources in the quality? जब हम क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट कंसेप्ट की बात करते हैं, उसमें हम प्रोडक्ट की खाली नहीं करते हैं, we deal overall resource involved. Ma'am, am I going right? Is it okay? Kindly add. Okay, now the next topic coming to the is that food safety. Food safety, what is it? Food safety. It's a component of that quality management overall. इसमें एक component आता है food safety. Assurance या जो भी हम कंट्रोल करते हैं, ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि फूड शुड बी सेफ एंड मीटिंग द रिक्वायर्ड स्टैंडर्ड. व्हाट इज फूड सेफ्टी? Okay, it means that this food is acceptable for human consumption according to its intended use. If it has an intended use, this food is safe for human consumption. You take a rice, you find a stone या कुछ पत्थर उसमें. Is it a safe food? No, because उसका intended use जब हम राइस खरीदते हैं, उसमें सिर्फ राइस ग्रेन्स निकलने चाहिए. Even though I get a husk in that, that's also not as per the definition of food. I claim my jam is yellowish in color. If I found 2 black spots, क्योंकि जो उसका peel हो उसमें mix हुआ है, what I claim it should be yellow in color. But there are certain mixtures. Does it make the food is for his? No, it's not for his intended use. क्योंकि मैंने कहा कि customer में सिर्फ yellowish jam मिल गया. These, even though these peels are safe for consumption, it is not meeting that intent. So it means assurance food is acceptable and it is used for intended use. Food safety management system. आपने सब किसने सुना है food safety management? Students आपने सुना है? Do you have any subject on this? There is a concept of FSMS और उसमें बहुत सारे components आते हैं.
What is certification of that?
particularly जो FSSAI certification है, it follows the principles of GMP, FSMS. Yes?
It has these.
And HACCP. FSMS is a broader concept, उसका एक सब component है HACCP. जब भी हम food safety management system की बात करते हैं, we say it has a good manufacturing practice. It follows that. It has a good hygienic practice. It follows HACCP, which has a hazard and that if it is regulated as per the regulations. Have you ever visited any food plant? How many of you have visited food plant? Which plant you have visited?
I was working in PepsiCo
Where?
in Sangrur.
Sangrur, Punjab. In which unit you are working?
So they were produced Fruity division, Kurkure Lay's chips.
So you were in the production?
Yes, I was there.
So you know every aspect of it. Anyone else who have visited food plant? Beta आपने?
Sir, we visited Yapul also, probiotics.
Okay, great. बेटा आपने कहीं विजिट किया है?
केसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट जम्मू
Okay, great.
PepsiCo जो है, क्या देश का?
है भारत
Okay. So these are the big plants which are leading to food. One of the very important things for that is that the hygiene is topmost priority. Hygiene, by the word I mean, even a single hair thread in the food product is called as a foreign body. We'll discuss foreign bodies. Must watch sir. You might be seeing when we go to, they tell us to cover our caps, wear a beard cap, wear cover. That's a basic hygiene process. And then we have good manufacturing practices. There are some definitions which I will just FNO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Food safety is about handling, storing and preparing food to prevent infection. ठीक है? Food safety का काम क्या है? Food बनाओ, infection को prevent करो. And the food should have enough nutrients to keep the diet healthy. ठीक है? FSMS as per FSSAI you can read it. There is only one, in India there is only one legislation that is called Food Safety Standards Authority. जो भी food के साथ business करते हैं, as a food business operators, vendors, they all have to get themselves registered. Either they get license or they get registered. Based on the output as well as the income turnover they generate. So there are criteria which, that's a separate topic. So they follow the principle of FSMS, the Food Safety Management System. That's what I want to tell. So it deals with all these things. So there are now hazards. Hazards to, what are the hazards which we observe in food safety? What can be the hazards?
3 types.
Three types.
Physical, chemical,
Physical, chemical and biological.
Yes. Physical, chemical, biological, and there is now one more, that's an allergen.
Allergen.
Allergen in food, which we are not going to discuss because यहाँ scope हम तीन दिन ही करेंगे. Physical means, what does physical?
Any kind of soup or a kind of
कुछ भी
Yeah, any kind of thing that is visible, that is not intended to be in the product, a stone in the rice, a different color which is expected, a hair in the food product, that's all comes in the physical. Chemical,
pesticides
pesticide residues in food, or many pesticides. There are certain packaging जहाँ से वो इन कलर प्रोडक्ट में जाता है. और biological. So these are 3 types. Physical जैसे हमने देखा. खाने में आपको कोई भी चीज़ ऐसी मिली which is not in context with that. You find a nail, you find a button, you find something else, you find a conker. That's a hazard. That's a physical hazard. You find certain pesticide residues, veterinary residues, non-permissible additives in it, cleaning chemicals. You know, in a milk processing plant, there is a process called as cleaning in place, CI, wherein we use potash or something. But very important is that after flushing, you have to ensure that water totally gets flushed out. And there are that pH tests and everything. क्या होगा? It's very important. जब आपका प्रोडक्ट बनेगा वो अगर वो केमिकल उसमें गया है, that is called as chemical. Even though it make the product alkaline, जो उसका intended intended use है, आपको acid आपको 10 ml आपको 20 डालना पड़ता है to ensure that it gets neutralized at a faster pace. So तीसरा hazard है biological. Normally जो भी food poisoning आप देखते हो खाने में, that is mainly through the biological hazards. And you know there is a what is the criteria of organisms for the food manufacturing? कौन सा organism मरना चाहिए before we send the product to the market, packaged product, particularly in baking and jहाँ पर heat processing.
It depends on the food. Like in meat, हमें salmonella नहीं होना चाहिए. It's like in poultry, eggs.
Like there is an indicator organism of E. coli in water. In bakery we have a salmonella. क्योंकि हम ज़्यादा अंडा यूज़ करते हैं, इसमें अंडा क्या है ये सब किताबी में सब बुक में है, but that's happening in practice. And these big organizations, they ensure the salmonella free goes. So that is the indicator organism in the bakery. अगर ये ना हुआ तो there are so many things foodborne disease जहाँ पर recall करना पड़ता है. Here we don't do these things. So we have reached to a stage of till now we completed the basics of entrepreneurship. Why do you want to be an entrepreneurship? What is the importance? What should be the basic qualities which an entrepreneur should have? And then we connected those qualities, two qualities of an entrepreneur with the quality assurance, food safety management, role of FSSAI, and then we understood certain hazards which are acting, normally 3 physical, chemical. And so, when we have hazards, we should have a mechanism also, preventive mechanism to prevent them. That is the next stage we are going to. This is the image which normally a parent wouldn't like to see to offer this kind of a product to children. कोई कर सकता है ऐसा product with a worms or something. This is the evolution. So, because next topic, never. So what I have to do as a head of the organization, as a management, I have to ensure that culture is built up in that organization to prevent these kind of instances. Those who have visited milk plants, they have seen we pasteurize milk. Why? Pasteurization is called as critical control point because it eliminates that. Why? It eliminates that physical hazard. Foreign particle. When it passes that milk through a sea, what will happen? It will eliminate those foreign bodies in it. And then I go for that heat treatments or other treatments which will eliminate that biological aspects. The best example, boiling of milk. Prevention. If we keep it overnight, next time it will be curdled. But that's sort of one of the principles of HECC. 3 categories. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको ये पता हो, लेकिन when you go for the food safety certifications, you will be asked if you are audit, what is your CCP in the critical control point? What is your operation prerequisite programs, or what are your prerequisite programs? Basic prerequisite program, वो basic hygiene of the organization. अगर ये थोड़ा कम भी हो जाए, it will not affect your final product. OPRs a bit higher than that. इस level पे गया तो ठीक है. Critical control point, if it is a failure, it means there is a potential hazard. There is a big risk in your product that it may be recalled. ठीक है, basic, because you can read it. This is all available. Benefits: it reduces risk of food poisoning. It gives you a good image among the customers and everything. Now coming to the main topic, that's the last topic of my session, is the food safety culture. Food safety culture, I said that this is the basic of food organization. It should have a culture. Culture, when I say culture, means the beliefs, attitudes or values which we as a people think should be. So when I am working in a food company, मेरा belief होना चाहिए, मेरा attitude होना चाहिए. I have to produce the food which is safe for the consumer. Is this my objective? Right? So as a head of the company, it is your responsibility to tell your team members, yeah, या तो food safe produce करो, otherwise stay away. If you are not, we are going to discuss those steps how to maintain a food safety culture, and what the regulatory agency FSCI is doing to ensure that this culture is developed. These are 2 things which I. Food safety culture मैंने बता दिया, it is It refers to the attitudes, beliefs, and values of the people towards food safety. My attitude towards food safety is very important. And food safety culture in a food business is how everyone, be it an owner of the company, be it a manager of the company, employees, think, उनकी सोच क्या है, acts in their daily job to make sure that the food they make or serve is safe. I showed you the picture of a product with a worm on it. A worker, like I'm a worker, I should have a belief, I should produce this product that it should be free because someone else's family has to consume it. Maybe my family also buy that product. That culture gives a boost to the food safety in an organization. Okay, सबसे last point is I will not read it. It starts at the top. जो भी जब किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का जो हेड होता है, घर का हेड होता है, when he implements certain disciplines, तो बाकी सारे fall in line. So इसमें जब हम कहते हैं ना management commitment, whenever we go for FSMS से quality management commitment क्या चाहता है? वो quality चाहता है कि cost चाहता है? So if they ensure cost, quality with no compromises, they ensure cost with no quality compromise, it's going the right direction. But it needs everyone's support across the business. So importance, अगर आपकी organization में, particularly businessman, if you have a good food safety culture, it can protect your consumers from foodborne illnesses. That is the name. Here in India also we have major thrust on this food safety by FSSAI, but in Europe or USA, you see every time there is a recall of this product has been recalled because of listeria, because of salmonella. Because there they are in the advanced stage of that food safety. They ensure, and it's the millions they are spending. On an average, a company in US loses 10 million for these recalls. Because somewhere they have missed that. India also, the sensitivity has increased over the years. It increases your brand reputation. It can protect your brand reputation if you have a good food safety culture. Brand means quality. A bad quality, a brand means bad. It protects your business from financial losses. Right? Because if you have to recall the product, it means you are in a financial loss. It also, what it helps, it was under prevention. It also engages people with food safety at all levels. There is a concept in food safety management, the management commitment and everyone's involvement. अगर आपकी organization में, if you have 10 members, 5 members, 50 members, from top to bottom, everyone is not aligned with that culture. Like food safety is my top priority. I was working in an MNC, there was food safety is the topmost priority. So जब भी मैं gate पे enter करता था, when I used to go, they have put that air curtains, they have put माहौल बना के रखा, they have put that cap, that organization they have put that soap to wash, and they have put a person also who will ensure clean color. Why? Because if I do a repetitive thing in day-to-day basis with that culture, आप किसी भी बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में वहाँ एयर कर्टन पहले लगा होता है. It prevents insects, but एक इंसान को feel हो जाता है you are entering in an inert atmosphere. जहाँ इस चीज़ का ख्याल रखा जाता है. You are giving a different uniform to wear. You don't enter into a normal clothes, which is washed and cleaned. What? Build that culture of hygiene. Okay. Food safety culture, it meets regulatory compliances. You adhere to FSSAI का हम इससे करते हैं. And reduces the risk of food recall. आपका food का recall reduce होता है. There are two types of cultures how we develop based on the organization culture. One is role-based culture and task-based culture. Normally यहाँ पर हम देखते हैं role-based culture में क्या होता है? It's a control from the top, wherein it has a bureaucratic hierarchical system. करना है तो ऐसे ही करना है. देख किसी यह समझना है ना, कुछ कर रही थी कुछ. It's role-based culture. You implement, impose things. सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 5-10 नफर आते हैं, तुम हैक नहीं करे. करीब 10 नफर आओ ये नहीं उसको करने थे. That's a role-based culture. That's after it. We are task-based. मुझ में कोई क्वालिटी है, good microbiologist. मैं अपने उस स्किल से ही वो टास्क से ही वो कल्चर मेंटेन करूँगा अपने लेवल पे. दूसरा अपने लेवल पे. Rather than someone telling me. Two types of cultures. Last line very important. This is this is what we have to believe. What I said, strong work ethics should be a quality of an entrepreneur. Food safety culture reflects the correct practices being followed when no one is watching. आपको कोई देखे ना देखे, you ensure that you are putting the right recipe. You are ensuring the CCPs are followed. That is the aim of the food safety culture. Steps मैंने आपको ये बता ही दिया, but I will just read it. I don't know. First of all, the commitment from the organizations, top management. सर आप owner है अपनी company के, you should be committed first for that quality. Then बाकी सब आपको follow करें. We used to have a senior manager in our organization. Whenever he used to go on the shop floor, he always used to pick small things from the shop floor. Why? वहाँ तो थे housekeeping. Just to give a feel to others that I'm very committed on that. That's a leadership commitment. That's how you build a leadership. Second is awareness. You have to aware. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको एक picture बताई कि yes, this is the consequences which is going to happen if you don't follow your food safety. Third, communication very important. If you go into a very organization, या किसी भी organization में जहाँ पर आप ये pictorial communication देखोगे ना, this gives a lot of message to the people down the line that this is what I have to follow. This is what is being communicated to me. The technological interventions. These are a lot of like IoT-based technologies. जिसमें human intervention, HMIs, human machine interfaces we use, जिसमें manpower कम लगता है, it is more of an automated system. It reduces that risk of product contamination. Motivation and empowerment that comes through. That is the management commitment in that case. How do you assess the food safety culture? अगर आपको देखना है आपकी culture में, not in the small organization जहाँ 2-3 बंदे हो, या जहाँ पर 100, 200, 300 बंदे हैं. What you do, what the management, quality management decide, they just pass a questionnaire to the team. Say their opinion. Do they consider food safety as a top priority? What will happen if you don't follow? There are certain questions. Do employees understand the basics of food safety? And then when they get the answers, a very logical answer, they come to the understanding the level of commitment of that. That is being done in practice. It can be a questionnaire or something. That's how you build a culture. अगर आप बार-बार कोई चीज़ बताते हो, when you repeat a certain kind of thing and show that commitment and show by practice, दूसरे पे ज़रूर उसका असर पड़ता है. That's how the food safety culture is being built. Okay, now the last, what is that FSSA is doing? Because this is the top most regulatory agency of food safety authority, and this act came in existence in 2006. And we have regulations 2011. This keeps on going on. Those are 19 में भी regulations आ रही हैं, 20 में भी, it keeps on adding to it, evolving. It creates an environment, basically इसका काम है, of trust between the food businesses and its customers. अभी तक तो ये जो हम discuss कर रहे थे, this was at the individual level, what a business should do. But how the regulations, okay, once all cannot be at the same page, but there should be a uniformity, and that's the regulation which brings it on one page, that yes, these are the standards you have to follow, then you adopt those. Whether you agree or you disagree, but those standards are at the top level. So what are the standards? First, FSSA role is setting standards. When you have a standard for labeling, packaging, hygiene, contamination, जब आपका हर किसी का standard बना है, is there a chance of error? The chance of error reduced. And that standard goes from the top management to the shop floor जो बनाता है, उसको भी पता है कि मुझे इस क्वालिटी का इतना चीनी डालना है, इतना नमक डालना है, इतना आउटपुट आना चाहिए, इतने ग्राम्स रोटी बननी चाहिए, राइट? हम सुबह जाते हैं नानवाई के पास, उसके पास एक वेट होता है, 50 ग्राम की रोटी बननी है. That's a standard, and that he has to follow, and that develops a culture. Second, licensing and registration. जिनने licensing और registration process follow किया है FSSA, they give you certain things when they inspect. They give you checklist sort of, right? That's called the FSSA checklist, which is based on FSMs, hygiene, critical control, HACCP you have followed. With that, when that is being done on a routine basis, वो culture खुद ही develop हो जाता है. कल को फिर से आएगा ये check करने के लिए, let's implement that. Trading and capacity building. दूसरा काम इनका है training, and they build capacities across the food business operators. They conduct sessions which helps in building the culture. Audits and inspections very important. There is a routine audit of the FSSA, maybe once. What's the frequency?
It depends upon the schooling.
Depends on, there are certain criteria, normally half yearly and annually. Annually is the most preferred. They visit the food safety, the food business, and then check whether it is complying for which he has got the license. If there is a deviation, either he may be asked to amend within the certain period, or if it is major deviation, he may be penalized for that producing wrong food. So जब penalty किसी को लगती है, यहाँ पर traffic चालान हो जाता है, तो we are always on parking. That's, these kind of systems help in developing that culture. कल को food safety वाले आएंगे, and then if the management's commitment doesn't work in that case. Consumer awareness होती है, उनकी food safety surveillance होती है. There are certain like packaging water. We have a 6-month frequency of surveillance of water for packaging for pesticides. Every 6 months we have to send this sample to the accredited labs to check the pesticide activity. If it is out of norms, the product is in danger. These surveillances help them to maintain that food safety. And then they have partnerships in other things. So that is the role of FSA. I will conclude my topic, and then lastly I will come to basic to that entrepreneurship concept. Conclusion, this is what I mean. As a food safety, as a food business operator, always keep in mind that the food you produce is being consumed by someone else's family or someone else. So, जब वो जहन में आता है कि आप किसी और के लिए बना रहे हैं, चाहे इसमें it should be a hazard-free product, और जो ये खाने वाला है, he should feel that satisfaction that he got a good product, rather than किसी का loss हो या किसी का नुकसान. That is the first thing of that food safety culture, to avoid this contamination, to avoid these adulterations in the system. ठीक है, last. Cultivating a food safety culture is a never-ending process of continuous improvement. It can't be done in one day. It takes years or decades for an organization to build that culture. So, सबसे important होता है आपके पास जो human resource हो, how sensitized it is, and that they will make a good product. But commitment to this area yields benefit for the families who eat your product. That's what I was saying. जो families आपका product consume करती है, जिसमें आप involved हैं, and you can't afford the next. And coming to the lastly, this was all about food safety culture. But for those who are entrepreneurs, this is all food safety if you have questions. But those who want to become an entrepreneur, who want to take a journey, there are 6 questions I want to put you. And if you are able to answer them, because यहाँ बच्चे majority है students हैं, if you are able to answer them, then choose this as a career option. Okay, first question, what is the driving force you wish to set up a new business? Why you want to set up a new business? What is that driving force? Is it after doing PhD, I want to be a great businessman, or I want to be a professor or teacher, what? Yeah, after BA.
Passion.
So what is that driving force? If that driving force makes you to adopt this process, it's very good, go for this. If लगता है ना कि अभी भी कुछ सोचने की ज़रूरत है, think about it. If you answered yes, go for the next question. Do you exactly know what your business will do? That comes to the question of market survey. आपने तो business select किया, I will make a chocolate making unit here. What this business will do later on? Do I have a market? What is the competition I have to overcome? Will you be making the most of your strengths? As a PhD, as a postgraduate, your strengths are your technical skills. Will you be making the most of your skills if you go into the field business? Maybe the answer is yes. Now for those who are not, अगर मैं तगड़ा why not? I should get out. या मैं सीखूँगा तो ना. Can you make decisions and work well on it? If you have those soft skills, decision making, honesty, discipline, determination, then yes. And will your business make enough money for you? Because after all, you are a businessman and sustenance is very important for you and for the members of your organization. So if you answer these 6 questions, the last question being your food, are you ensuring the basics of quality standards and food safety standards in your organization? If you feel these are the 6 questions which are really in you, then definitely the entrepreneurship is an opportunity for you, right? And lastly, Mr. Henry Ford, he said that what quality means. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking, which is in every aspect of your life. We go for meditation, meditate, even ऊपर वाला देखते हैं, बाकी कोई नहीं. That's also the rule of quality. Ensure that no one is looking, but you do it right. With that, I conclude my session. and thank you for your patient hearing. I hope I did justice to this